Hello and welcome. We are going to be getting into the new moon energy that will be happening on the September 2nd, 3rd, depending on your location. It will be a powerful time, especially with this new moon, as it will be taking us into eclipse energy. So, in the month of September, we will have an eclipse, and eclipses are so powerful and important. It doesn't take away from this new moon because this new moon is in Virgo. Sun and moon are in Virgo, and this eclipse that will be happening opposite the new moon. So, 2 weeks from now. That being said, with this new moon, it's so important. What we need to do is focus on our health and how we are taking care of ourselves mentally, emotionally, and physically. If you would like to book a reading, there is a link down below. There is also a link for appreciation of these videos, as well as do like and subscribe. Now, with that being said, this new one's all about the details and making sure that you're organized, making sure that you have a plan. And when I say your health, checking in, eclipses are very powerful times. We can all feel completely mentally and emotionally drained, and it all starts with your emotions. You can tell that your emotions start overwhelming you, and once that starts happening, it then has an impact on your mental and physical body. We store our emotions, our pain, our trauma within our body. And that is what later leads to us feeling unwell when we overwork ourselves, overpush ourselves. And this is so important because a new moon in Virgo has been asking you, have you been overpushing yourself? Where do you need to, reorganize your life? We need to not be so self-critical with this new moon. We can become deeply, deeply self-critical. Virgo is ruled by Mercury. It is a sign that tends to really analyze themselves and be very, very nitpicky about themselves. It's great in the essence that they like to get things done, they want to be efficient, they want to be organized, they want to seek the solution. But at the same time, the nitpicking or the self-critique can be very debilitating in terms of productivity. It's about in Virgo season to accept the perfect and the imperfect and within yourself, and to really honor those aspects of yourself, because we can be extremely hard. This is why Virgo new moons become so challenging for a lot of people. The moon too isn't comfortable in Virgo. Virgo is, and what do I mean? We're having this new moon Virgo. So the moon is associated with our emotions, our general sense of well-being. And Virgo is basically the sign of getting things done, working, analyzing things. Virgo moon people can oftentimes find their health is waning because they are stressing and want to be so efficient and so productive that sometimes it affects their health and well-being mentally, emotionally, and physically. Because in Virgo, we are dealing with the health as a whole. That is the energy of it and how it impacts us. Now, we need to know that Saturn is opposite this new moon and the sun, and it's retrograde. We are going to feel a stop sign. We're going to feel like we can't move forward with something. We're going to feel like we want to move forward, but we feel like we just can't. Know that this energy will pass. I'm going to honestly say, because of the whole energy of September, especially, and as we build to the actual eclipse, eclipses are powerful. What happens in eclipses take us into the next 6 months, and not only do they do that, they also affect, right, time frames within our lives. So if you were to think 8 to 10 years prior to this, what were you doing? What were you working on? because we're about to tap into that energy. We're about to tap into the energy of what we experienced in 2015 to 2017. Think back. Think back to what you experienced at that time. What were you going through? And then look at also another time frame, 2006 to 2007. Look at those time frames, because this is where we are at a point to actually look back how far we have come, or what we experienced at those times within our lives, and how we actually want to make changes going forward. Because we are going to be having the South Node in 2025 moving into Virgo with the North Node, Jan 2025, with the North Node into Pisces. So we're almost done with the cycles of the Aries North Node, South Node. The North Node is still in Aries, but we are building to that energy. We are stepping into the doorway. And we are now experiencing then what we have to, what we need to release, what is still trapped, what changes do we want to make, how do we want to pivot within our lives. So if you're feeling a no, if you're feeling uncertain, if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling restless, if you're feeling like, I don't know. And this is the energy where we can get a bit lost, because with the energy of Virgo, it likes the details, and the opposite sign is Pisces, and that is where we can feel a bit like we're wandering and floundering. So we can feel a bit lost, but allow yourself to feel these things. You could even feel like a mental fog over you, given that we just came out of a Mercury retrograde. Mercury went direct on the 27th, 28th of August, but it's still in its post-shadow period at the time of this new moon. So Mercury is still slowed. And this ruler, the planetary ruler of this new moon is Mercury, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury. So we are still kind of taking everything in. We can feel stuck, we can feel restless, we can feel opposition from others. You might feel others are disconnected. You might want to separate and not connect to people. There's a strong emphasis on pulling away from others, especially because, you know, when it comes to the moon energy in Virgo, it's where we feel comfortable, feel nurtured, feel safe. But the opposition, it's almost like we feel like we want to separate from other people. So what I suggest, this is a new moon, to be gathering and be sociable. If you are sociable too, you might even notice that the moods are changing. Irritation, flexible, like things are changing. You gotta change your plans. There's a lot of mutable energy that we're dealing with as well, because we have a square to Jupiter in Gemini too, and that is indecision, where we are feeling confused, uncertain. We can see the bigger picture of what we want, but at the same time we feel like we can't get there. And we cannot say, we cannot talk about this new moon, especially with that opposition to Saturn, that actually can feel very heavy and depressing. The moon doesn't like to make connections to Saturn. Okay, the moon is your emotional well-being, your comfort, and your safety, and where you feel nurtured. Saturn is hard work, discipline, and restriction, and already the moon is in Virgo, where it's not really comfortable either, because Virgo is the energy of things I need to do, and the moon is where we rest and recuperate and take time to ourselves. So remember, with this new moon, you could come up with opposition, you could come up with blocks from others, you could feel, and I wouldn't be surprised if you see disconnections from people. People want to disconnect from people that generally you're close to, because the moon is what we are private and close to. What we feel close to is what we want to actually separate from. So spend some time by yourself this new moon. Pay attention to what's happening. If you are surrounded by others, do ground and protect your energies, especially because we are in the precipice and the doorway of eclipse energy, and it can be very, how can I say, eclipse energy can be very unpredictable. It's that time where we go through major changes. People change relationships, people change where they're working, changes happen, dramatic changes, and people make big decisions and want to alter things. It isn't the time to make decisions. It's actually the time to see where you're being called towards, because there will be something in your life that you feel that you need to change in some way. So that is one of the things. Protection, cleansing your space, keeping crystals around you, making sure that you are cleansing your body, like spiritually, when it comes to bathing. And I mean not just taking a bath, but actually adding some Himalayan salsa, any spiritual herbs that you can to basically cleanse your energy. Working with someone that can help you basically cleanse and clear your energy, because we need that grounding. And during eclipse energy, we can feel very uncertain. Can we set intentions with this new moon? We definitely can. We can never not set intentions, because I'm a firm believer that we're always manifesting. We are always connected to higher power, and we're always creating with higher power. So you can definitely manifest, you can set those intentions, but be aware, if you're feeling heavy or negative, it wouldn't be the best time to manifest. You want to put that into your manifestation. You need to be tapping into the higher emotion of like, yes, I can do this, yes, I can get this done. Yes, maybe I don't know how to start, but maybe I can still see myself working through it. Remember, the Virgo energy is about less criticism, and it's more about accepting the perfect and the imperfect within ourselves so we can get things done. Thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe.